wide. EMBLEY shorts it. LeCras, one grab, two
for a dozen.
This Sherrod has his DNA all over it. He has 12. Is it touched on the line or is it 12? History in the making. The most ever kicked at Etihad Stadium.
It was obviously a pretty good feeling. I felt like we didn't have too much time left when I'd had 11, and I think the ball spilled out to Embers, and he'd been looking for me most of the night when he had the footy, as most of the boys were. So he kicked it to me, and I managed to sort of take it on a double grab. Yeah, I suppose kicking that one was pretty satisfying, and mate, it was at the time it was a rare feeling. Like it's almost. Yeah, you're almost sort of laughing at it, just thinking, oh, this can't be happening, you know. So it was pretty weird.
Yeah, really only late in the game that LeCras' individual performance came to light. Really, until we felt as though it hadn't been a great year for us, and wins were pretty precious. So we weren't celebrating anything too early. But when we felt we had the game won, I think it might have been after LeCras kicked maybe 10 that we thought. Or it might have come up about how good a performance it was, and kicking another couple, we celebrated those couple of goals pretty well.
Well, more importantly, it was the club's first win that I was a part of. 10 games there, I was only a part of one win, so it was pretty special for me, like, to be part of that winning side. But LeCras' form was pretty much arguably the reason we won. You know, he was in tremendous touch that day, and ended up kicking 12. And yeah, I mean, it was just a real special moment to be part of that and part of a winning side.
Why wouldn't he kick it?
Sensational! He has 6!
You know, that was a great performance. Being there myself, where things just happened that night, I happened to do something similar at the WACA, and you can't explain it really. Just everything falls into place, and you could sense that was going to be the night leading into half time. So really, you don't talk too much. You know, I didn't talk too much to Leg, just keep going. That's basically all you'd say, because you know it's happening for him.
Going into half time was a weird one. I think I kicked 7 up to half time. I was feeling pretty confident and pretty good about how I was going, you know, and how the team was going, because it was a pretty close game. So going in, I was feeling pretty good about myself, and then we had the half time team meeting, and I saw myself up on the wing. So I thought that might be it for the night, but spoke to Woosher, and he sort of said push forward pretty much straight away. So after half time, I think it was only 20 seconds into the quarter, I think I got a free kick and was lining up for number 8. So that probably was a pretty good move to sort of take a bit of attention off him.
Unbelievable! Essendon had 9, LeCras has 9.
Yeah, well, I think he kicked 12. I reckon I would have given him at least 6 or 8. But hey, he just had one of those days where just everything he did was just gold. It was just fantastic to watch.
10 goals, 4 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third.
Just a player, when we're in the midfield, we'd speak to Pritter and that, and just say, just get it anywhere near him. He just had one of those nights where he was always providing an option. Everything stuck. He was great on the ground, and I think it was a night due to happen to really burst him on the scene and show the quality player that he is. And I'm just glad that you know, he was able to do that, and then get the recognition of being a top line small forward and winning an All-Australian jumper. So I think he deserves that.
Hams, LeCras, Prentice, shoots it back, LeCras, don't tell me, yes! What a goal. You're watching history unfold.
LeCras, 12 goals too, mate. You've actually broken a record, and you're actually bleeding, but
I didn't realise what was going on. I thought, I've got this stupid bandage off, and I saw Colby coming over, and so I ripped it off pretty quickly, because I looked like a little fat school kid. I had my cheeks pushed out. Yeah, halfway through the interview, I just felt something coming down my forehead, and he's grabbed his bit of paper, and I seen him just wipe all this blood off, and I was like, oh. So yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. So it's still not as embarrassing as wearing that stupid thing I was wearing.
Broad smiles, and why not? What a start, what a night.
Just one short of what I achieved with bad luck. I said that's why we ripped you off with a couple of minutes to go.
My phone started going silly, started getting text messages left, right and centre from friends over here, and kept saying LeCras got 4 in the first, he's got 5, he's got 6, he's got 8 at half time. I was sitting back going, it's all about fitness. You can't just come out the gate in the first half.
Well, a couple of boys did get stuck into me for pinching one off him, but I didn't actually pinch one off him. I was running front square and the ball flipped over the back and I was the first one onto it and grabbed it, and then as soon as I've grabbed it I've heard this, oi! Like, and I've kicked it, turned around and it was LeCras, and he's started giving me a bit of a spray, but I just said, mate, I was first there, you know, you got to be quicker than that. So if he wanted 13, if he really wanted it, he would have got there first and made that happen.
He was in the right spot, and I don't think he says he didn't see me, but I think he might have just caught a glimpse of me.
If Coxie, if you could stop texting me about that 12 too, that I would appreciate that, mate. 12's no big deal. Big turd.
He was reminding us how many he kicked throughout the game as well. So, come on boys, that's 11. I want to try and get as many as I can. I want to not come off. So we said it's not about you, LeCras, it's about the team.
Yeah, finished with 12 goals. 12 goals. 12 goals is, you know, first minute mark of the last quarter for me. I didn't get to play on any fancy roof either. You know, from memory, that April the 1st, 2000, like I said, it's pretty blurry. April the 1st, 2000, the season was brought forward because of the Olympics. But from memory, blowing a gale that night, blowing a gale, the rain was coming in sideways. It was a horrible, horrible night of footy. So, none of this roof stuff for me. If Coxie, if you could stop texting me about.
I could see ASHTON hands and LeCras, and LeCras looking at him laughing and smiling, going, I've kicked 10, I've kicked 10. And Hansy's just going, I've kicked 3. I've kicked 3. So like these two in the back there, they talk about how many goals they've kicked while us bloody half forwards and midfielders are running around trying to get the ball, and these two are fighting over who's played the better game. So
walking back to the goal square, it was just me and LeCras, and sort of got pretty close and giving each other a high five and having a bit of a giggle and that. And yeah, I dropped my old, I'll kick 3, and he's pumped out, I'll kick 10. So it was, we had a good little laugh. I don't know what the Bombers blokes would have been thinking, but we were sort of giggling a bit like girls. So, but it's a pretty special moment. I'll always remember it, I think.
I think the real story was ASHTON Ham's kicked 3 that day, and you know, it's the first time he's done it for the club, and it's just a real special moment for the little fella as well, you know. And he's someone that's in a lot of our hearts, and you know, he's a special person. So, you know, it's real good to see that he can kick 3 goals in game of footy.
The night was that exciting. You could sense the whole time that we were going to win. So, I mean, it was it was good that when we were kicking goals, and you know, the whole year it sort of hadn't been like that. So it was a really good feeling.
Martin LeCras, 12 goals. He took every opportunity, stood up early when the Eagles were kicking it so poorly, and just led from the front. He really, the way he led and re-led was absolutely sensational. Huge night for the West Coast.